In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can build an audience of raving fans on Instagram and turn it into a six-figure income. I've done this for myself and many clients over the past 7 years on Instagram. So this is not some random strategy. This is not me copy and pasting what I saw on a different blog post. These are real strategies that can generate real results that'll help you do the same. And I want to safeguard you from those terrible strategies that you're going to see plastered over blogs and YouTube channels from people that don't know what they're talking about, which is why I'm putting this together to help you get results. I've also used these strategies to build my account like Millionaire.Dream to over 700,000 followers. I've used this to help Russell Brunson go from 0 to 500K on Instagram a couple of years ago, and I'm soon going to be implementing this on my own personal brand, Cleverpreneur, which you totally should be following, by the way. Anyway, this is going to be a long video as it is, so let's dive into it and get started on the first of 7 key points of how to actually do this. Now, I'm going to be straight up with you in this video. I'm not going to give you sexy fads that sound really cool and sound really intricate and you can jump into, and then a month later it's not going to work, because I want this video to be useful and relevant for years to come. So I'm going to teach you the fundamentals that will always work and always allow you to get real results and build an audience. Because oftentimes a lot of those fads that sort of come up and go away are just rip-offs and will just kill your results. So let's get into what actually works. So first things first, really boring tip, but you need to decide on one specific niche and one specific person that you are going to bring value to. Now, there is a quote that goes along the lines of, if you try and serve many, you will serve none. And if you try and serve one, you will serve many. Because if you try and serve everyone with your brand, it's not really going to resonate with anyone specifically, because a little bit of it might resonate with them, but the rest is kind of, doesn't really. However, if you try and serve one specific person, so maybe it is teenagers trying to work hard in the gym, or maybe you're trying to serve young professionals who are trying to get ahead in their career, or maybe you're trying to serve older professionals who are trying to focus on their health, or maybe you are trying to serve young guys or young women trying to improve their dating life, whatever it might be. If you try and pick a specific person that you try and serve, chances are there are hundreds of thousands or millions of those people out there that can follow you and become true fans. And if you create for that specific person, these hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people will feel like you're literally creating content just for them. And this is going to mean that they're really engaged true fans that will turn into customers for you down the line. So rather than trying to serve everyone, pick that one specific person you want to serve. A lot of the time, people will often pick like their past self, so themselves before they learned something. So if they're trying to teach people fitness, they will try and serve the skinny kid that they were that didn't know how to lift weights, or the overweight kid that they were that got bullied, and they want to help that person or other people that fit that character get results. Or maybe if you're a business coach, you might be helping that struggling business owner who's making a couple grand a month, and you want to help them get to where you are now by creating content teaching them how to build their business, or run Facebook ads, or run YouTube ads, or how to do SEO, or build a YouTube channel, or whatever it is that you want to serve people with. But pick one specific niche, and all of your content should be in this niche. It should be extremely obvious when someone lands on your page what your account is all about. You shouldn't have some photos of you traveling and some photos of you working out, and then some photos of you playing golf, and then some photos of you giving fitness tips and advice, and having your feed all over the place. It should all be about one thing. So if you're a travel blog, everything's about travel. If you're teaching people about golf, everything is about golf. If you're a workout page, everything is about working out. That one specific theme will help you so much. And it's actually going to help you convert more people from profile visitors who find your account into actual followers. Because if someone lands on your page and it's unclear what you're all about, even if they're interested in your niche, but they just don't know what you're posting about because you're all over the place, they might not follow. And if someone's not interested in your niche, they definitely won't. However, if it's very obvious that you teach people about skincare, and someone's trying to learn about that, they land on your page, instantly they're going to turn into a follower and a fan. Which leads us onto the second secret of this video. And that is, what value do you bring to this specific person you're trying to serve? And you got to put that out there consistently as possible. We'll get into that later, but your content always has to be serving that one person. So I literally want you to write down like who you're trying to reach on Instagram. Who is this person you're trying to impact that you came up with from the first step? And then the second step is to write down how you are going to help that person. Are you going to be creating workout routines for them and food plans for them and teaching them how to get results in the gym? Or are you going to be showing them how to understand their finances, save more money, invest wisely, and just become more financially literate? Or maybe you're going to teach people how to surf really well and be able to do that. Whatever your niche is, write down what value you are bringing to these people, which is going to give them a reason to follow you. Because if your content's sort of all about yourself, people won't follow as much. However, if you create it like, how can I help this person? How can I create things that will help this archetype, this specific one person? You will build a massive audience. Now, there are a ton of different ways that you can actually bring this content to life. This could be short form reels. So maybe you create 15-second reels answering specific questions. So if you're trying to teach people about marketing, you could create hundreds, if not thousands, of 15-second reels covering one little tip on copywriting. Copywriting tip 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Facebook ads tip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Instagram ads tip. SEO tips. How to create great headlines, email newsletters. You can create a ton of content around all of these different things that will help the specific person you're trying to reach. You could also create tweets, which is a really popular format on Instagram, where someone will just post a Twitter looking piece of content, and that simplistic design is really easy to create and performs really well on Instagram. Or maybe if you're a bit more of a designer, you could create carousels or infographics that visually look amazing and bring value to that audience. Or maybe you want to go with plain old video and create short videos that educate, inspire, or entertain people on the platform that fit your niche. There is no one best way to do it. I would just play around with different content and then play to your strengths as well as what's working. So if you find that you're incredible at creating carousels, you can build a huge audience without using Reels. Yes, Reels will probably help you get there quicker, but if you just don't want to be on camera and you are incredible at design, you can just create carousels and build an audience that way. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. Many brands have done that. You can look at the likes of Visualize Value. They don't even create carousels. They just create single images, and they built a massive following because they're just incredible at what they do. So play to your strengths. If you're good at Reels, yes, Reels are a massive advantage. And this is going to bring us into step number 3. And you'll notice there's a bit of a theme to this, that each of these are sort of linked together. Like first, you're finding out who you're trying to reach. Second, you're trying to find how you can bring value to them. The third step is to put this out there really consistently. And yes, I know you've heard it a million times. Post consistently, create content consistently, do this consistently, do that consistently. And you're probably bored of it by now, but it's true. That's how you build an audience. That's how you get good at something as well. That's something that I don't think people realize is not only will this help you build an audience, but it'll actually help you get really good at what you do. If you look at my original YouTube videos, they were terrible. I might have been given some good advice in there, but I was pretty horrendous on camera. I had terrible lighting. I didn't have a good camera. I just used my phone. The audio wasn't good. The editing wasn't good. Nothing was really that good about it. I mean, I knew what I was talking about, but like I said, I was also shy on camera, and so I wasn't great at it. However, if you look at my videos now, they're not amazing by any means, but they are considerably better just because I've consistently done it and picked up tips here, picked up what to do with my lighting, how to use a camera, what audio stuff I should be using. I've hired an editor. I've got better on camera. I can always still improve, but that's come from consistency, not far out. One day I'll learn how to speak properly on camera, but that's what's going to happen when you start putting this content out consistently. Yes, it'll help you build an audience because you'll be showing up every day and bringing valuable insights to your audience, which will help turn them from just random followers into true fans who genuinely care about you, who have learned something from you, whose lives have been benefited because of your content, and so on. Because think about it, if you give someone a tip that they can implement in their business and they go away and make $1,000 from it, and you give them that tip for free in your content, they're probably going to feel quite strongly about you. And if you're putting those tips out there every day, that's helping them get results, whether it be in the gym, with their finances, with their business, with their marketing agency, with their life in general, whatever it is, with their health, whatever you might be creating content about, that is going to form a really good bond with them, between them and you. So you just want to get into the habit of posting content ideally every single day, which I know can seem like a lot, but again, as you do this really often and as you do this every day, you'll get better and better at it to the point where it doesn't take much time. It could be just 5 minutes of filming a reel, 5 minutes of editing, posting it. It could be writing out a tweet, which takes 30 seconds, posting it. Could be creating a carousel, and if you're really good at what you do and you know how to build systems around that, that might take you 20-30 minutes, which is not a super long amount of time. And you can create that each day. At the start it might take longer, but over time you'll get better and better at it. Now, not only this, but the algorithm will prefer accounts that are consistent on Instagram, because they want people on the platform for as long as possible. So if they can recommend an account that posts every single day compared to an account that posts once a week, they're probably going to recommend the account that posts once a day. Another benefit of this is it just gives you more pieces of content that people can find you from, that people can share with their friends, that can be pushed onto the explore page or hashtag pages. This is especially apparent with Reels, because a Reel can take off. A Reel can get very little views, and then after a month it starts taking off. And so the more Reels you put out there every single day, the more Reels you've got working for you, generating exposure for your account. We will post like 4 to 6 times per day on Millionaire.Dream, because it just helps us grow faster. It gives us more pieces of content to grow. If you're not a theme page, you probably don't want to be posting that often, because it is going to be hard, but it's just a good insight. Now that you've got those 3 things down pat, I just want to say that if you're enjoying this video and you want to get more valuable content from me entirely free, I've put together a free training, which then subscribes you to my email list. So you'll get 4 emails over 4 days that'll give you free videos on different aspects of Instagram and how to get results. And then after that, you'll be added to my weekly newsletter, where I'll send you valuable stuff all about Instagram marketing and building your business on Instagram. So if you want that, it is free. There is a link in at the top of the description. There will also be a link down there if you're a business owner and want to work one-on-one with me to get results for your brand. Okay, enough self-promotion. Let's get on to number 4, and that is hashtags. I'm going to jump into my screen in a moment and show you a super simple way to do your hashtag research, but I'll cover a couple of the basics first. Now, most people know that they need to use highly relevant targeted hashtags. It's a bit silly to use unrelated hashtags. I think most people know that, so I'm not going to bore you with that. But the 2 questions that I get asked all the time is, 1, where should I put my hashtags? The answer is put them in the caption. It's just better, and you can rank and search. And 2 is, how many hashtags should I be using in my content? And the answer is a little bit less straightforward. Instagram, originally like 30 hashtags was the way to go. And then Instagram came out and said use 8 to 11 if you want to get the best results. And then like a few weeks ago, Instagram said use 3 to 5. And so people are quite confused, and rightly so. That's very confusing if you ask me. Now, honestly, between our clients, students, and looking at the comments from you legends watching these videos and leaving your feedback in the comments, we've seen absolutely no trend of how many hashtags are the best across the board. Like, there's no one size fits all. And even with larger accounts or smaller accounts or medium-sized accounts, we haven't seen any trends. Some small accounts get the best results using 5 hashtags, some get the best results using 25, some get the best results using 12. Same for the larger accounts. I would say if you're over 100K, use 30, but if you're under 100K, it seems to be really all over the show. So the best thing you can do is just test. Just try using 3, try using 12, try using 25, and see after like a month or so what's getting you the best results. But let's jump into my screen. I'll show you how to find hashtags so you got that sorted. So jumping into my screen, this is the tool that I use to find hashtags, and you can get a free 7-day trial of this with my link down in the description if you want to go ahead and use it, and then you can follow along with what I'm going to show you right now. So all you have to do is connect your Facebook page to Flick, and assuming you've connected your Instagram account to your Facebook account, then they can see all the data that they need. What you're going to do is you're going to come across to search where I am now. You're going to go to filters and you're going to select smart filters. Now what this does is the AI will take a look at your Instagram. They will take a look at how much engagement you get, how many likes you get, how many comments you get, how many saves you get, etc. They'll look at your follower count. They'll look at all of these different things, and they will create parameters on your behalf to filter out hashtags that are too big for your account, that are too competitive, and that you're unlikely to rank on. And they'll also filter out hashtags that are too small for your account, that yes, you'd probably rank on, but you wouldn't get any exposure from. So it does that literally in the space of a couple of seconds, and that one feature alone will save you hours and hours of guesswork and do a much better job. So what you're then going to do is search a keyword. So I'm going to do some hashtag research for my account, Cleverpreneur, which by the way, you should be following. So go and follow it, Cleverpreneur on Instagram. I prefer the table view, so I'm going to look at it that way. And you'll see the smart filters have automatically selected 5K posts to 870K posts, average likes is 0 to 750 to rank. What I'm then going to do is rank these based on potential reach. So I get the hashtags with the highest potential reach. And I'm then going to just go through and select relevant hashtags. Now you can see the DAPC, which is the daily average post count. So it shows you how many people are posting per day on this, shows you the total posts, the average likes to rank, and so on. So I'm going to go through and select a handful of hashtags that I can use for my account. Now personally, I found using about 6 to 8 on this account gets the best results. I have used 30, I have used 3 or 4. I found about 6 to 8 works best. So I'm going to select those there. Content marketing, marketing consultant, and I'm going to make sure these are relevant to my account. Marketing consultant, marketing content, and let's see what else I can find. Content marketing tools, content marketing tip, and you'll see some of these have got, quite low, only 8 posts a day on there. I should be able to rank on there. 500 average likes, 400 average likes. And then internet business, and that gives me 6 hashtags. Then I'm going to chuck in another Instagram tips, another keyword of Instagram tips, because as you know, that's what I post on that account. And I'm going to select Instagram tips and Instagram tips and tricks. And maybe I'll give it one more, Instagram marketing tips. That gives me 9 hashtags. I'm then going to click audit selection, so it removes any flagged hashtags, because you don't want to be using hashtags that are flagged, because it could cause your account to get shadow banned or limit the reach. So no 0, as you can see, 0 banned / flagged hashtags discovered. All hashtags look suitable for Cleverpreneur. The only red mark is that we didn't use all 30, but as I discussed earlier, you don't always want to use 30. You want to check with your account first. And then I'm going to simply add that to a collection, create new, and it's going to be Cleverpreneur. Cleverpreneur YouTube vid, and create. And then just like that, I have done my hashtag research. That took me 4 minutes whilst creating a YouTube video. If you're doing that yourself, without having to try and focus on explaining what you're doing, recording a video at the same time, it's probably going to take you 2 or 3 minutes. And if you do that once a month, because as you gain more followers and more of an audience, you want slightly bigger hashtags, and the competitiveness of these hashtags goes up and down. So you will want to update these maybe every month. It's going to take you 2 or 3 minutes, which is so easy. And so that's why I use Flick, and why I think you should too. There is a free trial, as I mentioned, link below in the description. It'll save you hours, and it's like a small amount per month. Once you've done that, you're going to put your hashtags into the caption of each post, and then somewhat forget about it. I don't want you to dwell on hashtags too much. They are a good tool to get you more reach, but they're not the be all and end all. It'll help you get more growth with your account, but don't focus all day on. Now that we've got that sorted and you've sort of built the foundation, you know who you're trying to reach, you know how you help them, you're consistently creating content that does actually help them, you've got your hashtags down, it's time to get that initial growth going on your account and start reaching some more people. Now, there are sort of 2 main stages of Instagram growth, I would say, if you want to really boil it down. The first stage is when you don't have an audience, so when you're just starting out. And then the second stage is when you do have an audience, which you can leverage to grow your account faster organically. Now, when you don't have an audience, you don't have that leverage where your content will be hitting the explore page, hitting the hashtag pages, getting shared around, people tagging their friends. You don't really have that luxury. And so you sort of have to go with a guerrilla marketing tactic at the start and just get yourself out there, build that initial audience, spend a bit of time to do that. And then down the line, once you've built up that follower base, you can just focus on creating content that serves people, and then that'll grow your account on its own. So at the start, what I would recommend doing is you want to do what's called the $80 strategy. That's one way that you can initially grow your account. It was coined by Gary Vee. The idea is you leave your 2 cents, your opinion or value, on 90 pieces of content per day on Instagram. So you find where your target audience is hanging out on Instagram. You go drop your 2 cents in the comments, and you do that 90 times, which is a lot, I know, but it will allow you to gain targeted followers. Doing that on 90 posts a day, we found for clients can bring anywhere from 15 to 30 targeted new followers per day, which, like I say, might not sound like a lot, but if you get 30 followers a day from one strategy, or even 20 followers a day, we'll go on a lower end, and you do that for 6 months, that's going to be getting you 600 followers a month for 6 months. That's going to get you 3,600 highly targeted followers who have built rapport with you from one strategy. So if you combine that with different strategies on Instagram, that can get you to 10,000 targeted followers in 6 months. And at that point, you will then have the leverage where your content will grow on its own. Now, the other tactic that you want to look at is collaborations. So you want to be doing that where you're actively engaging with other people in your niche. And then the second one is you want to reach out to people who have an audience similar to yours and try and collaborate with them. You do a post for them, they do a post for you, you both grow because of it. Now, you probably don't want to go with someone who's doing the exact same thing as you, but try and find people who have the same audience and you have complementary skills. So for example, if someone was creating content all about Instagram growth and then another person was creating content all about Instagram monetization, and they were both trying to help businesses, but one was focused on how to grow and one was focused on how to monetize, they've got complementary skills and they've both got the same audience, so they could create a post for each other's account and they both build their audience without competing for their services, because they offer different services. And that's a really effective way as well to build up your account. And again, you're probably not going to see crazy numbers at the start, because if you've only got 1,000 followers, they've got 1,000 followers. Even if you can get 10% of your audience across, which you won't, you might get 1%, that's 10 people. So it's not a crazy strategy, but it's about getting those initial couple thousand true fans who engage with your stuff, who share your stuff, who tell their friends about it, and so on. It's just building your audience one person at a time. And please remember, if you're a business doing this and you're gaining 10 or 20 or 30 followers a day using these strategies, you could turn one of those into a customer that pays you $1,000 for your coaching program or your course or your service or whatever it might be that you sell. A lot of people get caught up in trying to gain 10,000 followers a month, 20,000, 30,000. They might see theme pages like mine that gain 30 to 60,000 followers a month and be trying to get there as well. But if you gain 10 targeted people who are fit your target market and you can bring them valuable stuff, you can turn one or two of them into a customer that spends a few hundred or a few $1,000s with you every single day, which can net you that 6-figure income over the year if you're doing it right. So don't always get too caught up in trying to gain ridiculous amounts of followers at the start. But that's the sort of two main early strategies you want to use. You want to use the $ready strategy and you want to use collaborations. You can also put yourself out there and grow with your content, create reels, all of these things that I've discussed. Use your hashtags, but they're more passive strategies. Like reels growth, you just put the reels out there and then it grows for you. You put your hashtags in there, it grows for you. Collaborations, $80, the things you go out there and you have to do. You can also at this point look into ads or influencers, but what I would suggest is first building up your account so that you've at least got proof that your account can grow organically, and then add fuel to the fire with these influencers. So now I want to move on to point number 6, which is monetization. So once you've been doing that for a few months, you're going to start to build up an audience and they're going to be really engaging with your stuff. They're going to love what you're posting. You're going to have a tribe of people that follow you, and it's time to start monetizing that. Now, many of you will already have some sort of way to monetize this. You have some sort of offer that will help these people, because if you are already a business owner, you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're an agency, whatever that you might have, you might be an affiliate marketer, you've got an offer to promote already, so you don't even really need to worry about this, but stick around because I'll teach you some cool stuff later. But if you don't have an offer yet, if you're brand new to this online business, you'll have to go out there and find a way that you can bring additional value to these people and charge them for it. Now, this can come in many different forms. This could mean that you offer consulting, where you'll get on the phone with people or on Zoom and you consult them on how to improve what they're doing, whether they're trying to get better at a sport, whether they're trying to manage their money better, whatever they might be trying to do, you could consult them on how to do that. I would be very careful if it's in the finance niche. Now that I think about using that example, you probably have to be trained. But if you are great at a sport or you're great at marketing, you might be teaching people about Facebook ads or along those lines, then you can get on the phone with people and teach them how to improve that and charge them for it. Another thing you could look at is affiliate marketing, where you find someone else's product that is really valuable and you promote it and earn a commission. That's what I do with different products. So pretty much the only thing that I really actively promote as an affiliate is Flick, which is the hashtag tool I mentioned earlier, because that's like the only tool that I really use consistently to grow my Instagram. I use the likes of Canva for content creation, and I use the likes of ActiveCampaign for my email list. But Flick is like the one Instagram specific tool that I use. And so if I create a piece of content around that and say, hey, this is how you use hashtags, and then I say, if you want to get like more value out of hashtags and you want a tool that will help you save time with it, go get this. And so I'm helping my audience and I will get a commission, whatever you spend with Flick, and it won't cost you any more. And you can do the same thing with different offers, whether it be courses, whether it be consulting, whether it be physical products. But you want to find a way that you can simply add more value and charge for that. Consulting, affiliate marketing, building a drop shipping store, whatever it might be. You're then going to market this solution to your audience, and you'll probably naturally be getting a lot of people DMing you if you're creating the right content and building up that audience that'll be reaching out wanting more info with how to do this. They might be struggling with this and they might need some one-on-one help, and it should come relatively naturally. Like if a ton of people are DMing you and they want help running YouTube ads, you could consult them on how to do that and that offer will come naturally. Or if you're giving people tips about makeup and you constantly get people complaining that they can't find the right foundation, or I don't even know the makeup industry, so I'm probably going to give a bad example, but if you know that industry well and people constantly ask you, what product should I use for this? You can become an Amazon affiliate, and then you can promote, you can say, hey, this is the product I use, and you can get a 5% commission on that. Or you could go about sourcing your own products down the line and building your own brand of the best products that you can recommend to this audience. You could also go directly to a company and say, hey, I've got an audience, I will promote your products because I love them and they're going to help my audience, and if you give me a 20% commission. And you're simply going to promote this through your link in bio, through your stories, and mention it in your content. And honestly, you don't need any fancy tactics about this. You just build an audience providing value. These people know, like, and trust you, and then you create a solution to a problem that they have and you tell them about it. And then they're going to join because they already trust you. They've got a problem and you're fixing it. So it's a no-brainer really for them to pay you to fix that problem. Depending on the degree of the problem, depends on how much you'll get paid. If you're going to offer someone a logo for their business, they might pay you $100. If you're going to offer to fix an internal system in someone's business that is stopping them from growing and allows them to add another $1 million a year to their business, you're probably going to get paid more than $100 to do so. Now, moving on to the final point that I wanted to mention, and that is scaling your results up. Now, I touched on this earlier, but as you start building up an audience, you'll get that compounding growth where you'll start getting better and better results. And really, if you want to scale up your growth and your income on Instagram, the main thing that you do is, one, understand what content is working really, really well on your account, and so you can create more of it and build your audience up more. Two, look at the sort of 20% of efforts that you get you your 80% of results, which is most likely creating content and collaborations. And then you do more of that, and investing into influencers to promote your content, which is something that I haven't touched on too much on the channel. But what you can do is you can actually find accounts who have got tens, if not hundreds of thousands of followers in your niche, and you can simply pay them to promote your content, and that'll build up your audience quickly, and obviously for a price. But the good thing is if you've already got an account that's growing organically, you've already got a good offer which solves a problem and generates you income, you can reinvest that into paying people to grow your account, which will then allow you to have more followers, grow faster organically, and generate more sales. So it'll come back to you. And if you do those three things, you'll notice that you can scale up your growth. Doubling down on content, doing the 20% of things that generate the 80% of results, and investing your money back into influencers to promote your account, to build your audience. Now, when it comes to scaling your income, yes, doing those three things will help you do that. They'll help you get more people to your profile, and assuming you get the same conversion rate of followers to customers, that'll naturally increase your income. But if you want to scale that percentage, you just pretty much have to tweak what you're doing and again, look at what's working. Find ways that you can refine your offer to better serve the customers that you're trying to reach, better serve your audience, and create more solutions for those people that follow you. You can also look at educating yourself on how to make better offers, on how to sell better, on how to do all of these things so that you can become a better entrepreneur and generate more revenue for your business as well as for your customers. And if you can do those 7 things with enough consistency over time, you can build a 6-figure Instagram following. Many people have done this. Some people have done this in a couple of months. Honestly, they tend to either have an offer or have an audience, and then they just add the other one in. So maybe they've got a great offer and then they use Instagram to get traffic to it, or maybe they've got a great audience and then they create an offer and they've got the traffic. That tends to be how they do it in 1 or 2 months, but you can easily do both in a 6 to 12 month period of just putting it out there, helping people, creating great offers, and doing it that way. Now, I've left links to everything I mentioned in the description. So there should be a link to the hashtag tool I use to get yourself a free trial and support the channel. I've left a link to my free training that I put together, which adds you to my newsletter. And I've also left a link to book a discovery call with me if you are a business owner, a coach, an expert, an agency, an educator of some sort, and you need help building your audience and turning it into an income beyond what you've learned in this video, then there's a call for that as well, and we'll see how we can help you. That's it from me. Make sure you check out the other videos on my channel, and I will see you all next time.